The thing that was funny, I didn't have a car then, and Chuck and I are, he's going, hey, why don't we go up north, to the race up there? And I'm going, how you want to do this? He goes, let's take the bus. So we took our box, put it in the Greyhound bus, and headed up north and let the bus get us there, and then take a cab to wherever the location was that we were racing. And it was kind of funny because Irving had his Volvo, and he took a couple guys with him, and we're going up the Grapevine, and here's this Volvo chugging along, and the Greyhound bus is passing him up, and we were just busting up. We're going, it's Irving. So anyhow, my good fortune changed when the Ram motor came out, and I had just put one together on a trip we were going up there. They had the track on the floor, and I set low ET, and it was like a low teen, but those guys were like 28 or 29. They were running like a 10th or 1500ths slower than us, so it kind of freaked them out. And it was great fun though.
Now for those that may be watching this video, what were the ETs that these cars were running the fastest?
God,
Right about a second, just a
1
little over a
second?
second.
yeah, 05, 06, a couple every now and then would dip down to an 01 or an 03, but
But all the quick cars were in the teens, and some nights they'd
a
run.
lot of them,
right on the
most of the
second.
crowd was in the teens, yeah. So
Yeah, that's fast.
it
55
was-
feet.
it was almost the same thing as drag racing, where everybody's watching everybody run going, wow, these are fast, and then you see somebody come up and you go, oh, these guys are faster. And it took that aura for the slot car guys too, when I'm up at one race at the Cow Palace, and I look over and there's Gotelli. And I go, isn't that Gotelli? And they go, yeah. And I go, what's he doing here?
That was
They said,
Gotelli Speed Shop.
yeah. He came over to watch you run. I go, really? So anyhow, we said,
So that was Northern California?
yeah, and one of the big experiences was at a race up there where I had set low ET, got to runner-up. Of all people to lose to was Irving. It did a wheel stand, a little chunk of weight come out. And so the guys are going, can that car go any faster? And I said, yeah. And they go, will you make a single for a track record? And I said, yeah, I'll take a shot at it. So they had to rewire stuff so I could make a single. And this thing's making a pass, and it's definitely going to be a new record. And it gets down there about 50 feet and disintegrated both rear tires.
Whoa.
It threw the car in the air. Chuck was there, so he saw.
The funny thing is, as you mentioned at times, they were going 55 feet in about a second. And we did it so much that we trained ourselves to watch it, and we knew when it was
You could
going
see
slow.
the difference.
And it was, we were talking about a second
Yeah.
for the complete run, but for some reason, we got ourselves to train to know when it was fast and when it
Right.
wasn't fast. But it's still just a second,
Yeah.
So, pretty amazing.
I remember making one run at J&J's after Braverman wanted me to build him a car, and I just loaned him one, and he had it really running good. And I got it back, and I'm making a run at J&J's, and it did a wheel stand and set right back in the groove and just bulleted. And it was still under a 110.
No.
And Nord saw it, and it just freaked him out. He goes, I can't believe it, that quick doing a wheel stand. it just shook him up. So to make those kind of runs where you exhibit more horsepower than the other guy is really rewarding.
Right.
I mean, I didn't win the race, but they knew I was there,
Yep.
and that was very satisfying.
Yeah. Exciting times.
Yeah. The other thing that happened, a couple of guys wanted a car from up north, and he says, look, I have the old Pittman motor, and I have a lot of them. So if I could run under 120, I can win races up here. And I said, yeah, I could do that. So I put one together for him, send it up there. He magnetizes it, cleans the tires, puts it on the track. 118,
Whoa.
right out of the box. He was so jazzed. He says, I never built a car to go that quick. You know, so,
Well, he was the king that night.
oh, he,
So this is Northern California. They were
Yeah.
slower up there.
yeah,
Ah.
yeah. For some reason,
The Southern California guys had all the tricks.
We had one of the trips up there. We were always usually a little bit faster than those guys, and Gary Gablich at that time was a test astronaut, and he was fooling around at his desk, and we'd wipe the track down with
Energy.
Windex, and then he dumped a little alcohol in it, and it had that smell, and we thought maybe that would help. I have no
Yeah,
idea why, but
right.
so we started using that, and we took that with us to San Francisco, and those guys were smelling it, and they're going, look, they were going, this is not fair. You guys have an advantage because of, this.
Because of the
and-
smell.
Yeah, and so just to kind of mix it up, we put food coloring in it, so we had different colors, and so they wanted to know what it was. So we said, we're not going to tell you what it is, but we'll tell you what, we'll give you some. You can use it. So we gave them stuff we were using, but it was basically just a little
That's
touch
funny.
of rubbing alcohol. Yeah.
This is great. These are all the little stories that I never knew. These weren't told in Rod and Custom, even though
Yeah.
they were
No.
pretty thorough in their coverage of the races.
yeah, the competition part, they were.
Yeah.
But the,
That was that's what made it fun.
That
you
is.
know, that was the fun of it. We had the all the precise stuff and all the business part of it, but it's the relationships that really made it fun.
So you guys were influenced by the drag racing that was going on, real drag racing at Lions and so forth. and
I was
living
because
so close to
in the 53, 54 era, my brother was racing with Ike Icano. They were in high school. And Ike ran a GMC 6 with a Wayne Horning head on nitro, and it made a lot of torque, and it would beat the V8s.
So you were involved in drag racing before you got into the slot car drags
Yes.
then?
Yeah. So it got me close to the nuts and bolts,
Right.
and you're wondering, how come this guy runs better than that guy? And they got the same thing, and you go watch how one guy sets it up and how
Right.
another guy pays attention to something else. And so you go, oh, okay. So basically that's what we did, slot racing. And we became a closer group of racers out of J&J's because of those trips.
Right.
And everybody had something to contribute.
And lightweight was always,
Oh,
just like in real drag racing, the
Yeah.
lighter weight the car,
Yeah,
the quicker.
and
Same principle.
Same principle.
Yeah, it takes power to move it.
Right.
And the other thing that's unique with electric motor, it builds maximum torque at as soon as it gets power. So what that told me was put more gear in it and use that torque for a longer period of time.
Right.
And that's what gave me an edge when it came time to race hustings. We ran a dead heat at Western.
I
Chuck
remember,
was there. And Chuck's going, holy cow, a dead heat. And I'm going, yeah, in a second.
And was Husting running the Lindsay motor or the Ram?
No, we were running the regular Ram for
Yeah.
Top Fuel guys Ram at that time. And so he goes, what do you want to do? And I said, we don't have a winner. Let's go ahead and race. So we went back and I tweaked on it a little bit more, stiffened up the spring a little. We go back there and about the last 3 feet, you could see the car just kind of go that little edge, and I beat him.
You'd think it was the gear ratio probably that did it.
Yeah, that and being lighter. So then when I built this car and we had to go up to race at Braverman's track, and Braverman had the record and everything, and I'm going, Chuck, I need you to take the car because I'm going to be working. I won't get off till later and it won't be in time to get it qualified. So I give the car to Chuck. Tell him what you did.
I don't remember. What happened?
He took it up there and qualified the car, but he put it on 30 volts instead of 36 because it's the first run on the car.
Mm-hmm.
The track record is 106 by Braverman.
Yeah.
This is his home track, so he's got plenty of runs on it.
Right.
And the car runs 106
On 30 volts.
on 30 volts.
Oh.
So when I get there, Chuck's going, man, this thing's a rocket. He says, they don't know it, but I only had it on 30 volts. And so anyhow, we go ahead and get it tuned up, and I got to race a couple guys, and I get by them just smoking. It runs 105. And I got to race Braverman, and Braverman got about a half car on me. And then as we got down there, all of a sudden my car just went shoo, and beat him. And that was a big crowd in that place.
Oh, that must have been a good
Yeah.
feeling.
Oh, it was fantastic because you hear this whole crowd just, wow, you know, they couldn't believe it. We beat them and we set a track record.
Wow.
So that was
What was the ET on that run?
105 again.
Wow.
But it just ran it like clockwork. So they did the magazine article, and I left the car with Jim.
Is that this car here with the black body?
That's this car right here. And then I went off to the Army and ended up in Vietnam, flying as a door gunner
Oh my
on a
God.
Huey gunship. So all the mechanics came in handy because
Yep.
I had to keep all the guns working. But when I came home, it was gone.
The slot car drag
Yeah.
racing was done.
Yeah, but I hung on to this. This just meant too much to me to get rid of.
And there's been lots of discussions about what really was the demise of the. Did Rod and Custom stop covering it because, or
What did you see?
was it the Vietnam War? That's what I've been telling people that I
that
thought.
probably had a lot to do with it, and yeah, I really don't know. It just kind of course, we got older and went on, moved on. So
Yeah,
we didn't
exactly.
really see it. You know, it was kind of still there when we left. You know, but we moved on to racing
Yeah,
a real dragster.
right.
Yeah.